Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lined up and a good week ahead of us. So let's get started with our weather. High today, 88, low 77. The water temperature is 81 degrees. We're looking at our moon phase brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. Our Monday moon phase now. Today, we're starting a new moon, and guess when the full moon's going to be? We talked about it last week. Full moon's going to be July 4th. So y'all just stay safe, okay? Just stay close to the house on July 4th that night. It's going to be crazy along with all the other stuff going on. So I wouldn't go floundering. I wouldn't get out at night on July 4th. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're continuing with good tides this week. Today is the 22nd, and strong tides today. We're all week long. Some really good tides. So if you get a chance to fish the tidal system, and remember the Choctawhatchee Bay remember the Apalachicola Bay down there, they have that double tide, so they're not quite as strong because you got so much flow and then you got a different angle. But the Choctawhatchee River is Choctawhatchee Bay is fairly close to the bay here, so that's why I give this tide, because you sort of take off of it as far as the flow of the ebb and flow. Our wind direction will be coming out of south-southeast at about 5 to 8. And again, last week I talked about it. The wind just wreaked havoc on a lot of fishing boats now. You know, these big boats, 35 and 40 foot charter boats and 50 footers that we go out on. And that's the reason we'll go out on, but it does not affect them that much as bad as it does on these smaller boats. But so many of us recreational fishermen, and I do more of that than do charter, to go out on a charter. You got that 21 to 25 footer, which is very popular. And when it gets up 4 to 5, it is really, really rough. Even 2s and 3s can be rough, but 3 to 4, it just gets worse and worse. And it really makes for a miserable trip if you're not enjoying it, and then somebody gets sick or something. So just be aware of the wind direction, and be aware of what your boat can and cannot do. So it's important you know that. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We've got some good pictures here. Let's get started real quick on these pictures. But first of all, let's talk about the Bass Tournament Trail. This is around the Tournament Trail was information that started out with Alan Courtney started this, covering tournaments in and around the Florida Panhandle, and it still is going strong. Just keep people informed. So if you have anybody in your family or out of town wants to know what's going on with bass tournaments, check on Around the Tournament Trail. And here I just zoomed in on what's going on, this month, all the way up to Lake Blackshear up there, and then all the way on June the 20th, and Choctawhatchee, Lake Seminole, you fall, Apalachicola. You can see August the 8th, end of the road. And I still try to go every now and then, try to cover some of the weigh-ins. I haven't been able to lately because of the pandemic, but I would like to get back to doing that. So anyway, if you want just information on what's going on, okay? Ricky Ramey, one of my former students, graduated from college now and working for a living, but he still loves to fish. Y'all may know his dad. He's a Lynn Haven police chief now, was with the sheriff's office for a long time, but good folks, dad and son, good folks, and Ricky, I'm so glad to see you fishing like that, enjoying that. And here he is with his fishing buddy. That was a nice catch. Nice catch over there. That's at High Point. You can tell right away where that is. High Point Road. Okay, and here it is. Took a picture of his boat. He's fishing in a G3. We advertise those G3s on here, and those are good boats. Okay. All right. Listen, speaking of boats, our good buddy up there, Billy Grantham, he sent me a picture of his new boat. Aren't y'all proud of that? Look at here. Billy, I'm going to get Billy to come on the show maybe end of this week or first of next week when he can and tell us about that new boat he got up there. When times are tough, you just have to make do. So good job, Billy Grantham. I want to hear more about that boat. Speaking of just being out there, Jason Shingler, one of our captains, local captains, he stays in touch with us real good. But just the other day, I had that wind and all, and you will see, we've been out there and seen these things before. These water spouts, when I look at them, I just look at them in awe. And what a natural phenomenon. no one gets hurt or anything. You sort of steer around them. They don't move fast, but just looking at them, I mean, it's just what a cool thing of nature to look at those. And thank you, Jason Shingler, Captain Jason Shingler. Okay, and before we get back to this is bird nesting, y'all. Let me talk about the. Remember last Friday I was talking about my motor wasn't running good and everything, and I took it up there to Bubba Hart's, and had folks look at it, and when I picked it up, they were laughing when I drove up. They want to know what I was doing with those birds. I said, "What are you talking about?" And I had a bird's nest. I told you I had a bird's nest in there, and I busted out laughing. So anyway, when I got home, over the weekend or last night, I was looking up. Did this happen to anybody else? Because they told me it did, but mainly they have trouble with squirrel's nest on a bigger motor, but my motor's not that big. It's a 70 horsepower. And this is a good point too. Let me bring this up. When I bought that Key West flash boat, I absolutely love it. I'm not trying to be a boat salesman or anything, but I just love that boat. And Bubba and I talked about whether to get a 70 horsepower or 90 horsepower. And he said, if you're gonna have some people on there, you're gonna need a 90. But if it's just a couple of y'all, you're gonna need a 70 to be perfect for y'all. And I said, most of the time, about 80% of the time I go, it's going to be Gail and I or Chip and I, or just be two people on the boat about 80% of the time. So that's why I decided to get a 70. So that's something to keep in mind when you get in a boat, how different size motors fit on the boat. And talk it over with the experts, and Bubba certainly is one. He sold a bunch of boats. Well, about 2 or 3 weeks ago when my grandkids came down from Tennessee and brought some friends with them, I ended up having 5 people on the boat. And I could tell, it just did not have enough. I mean, we were okay, but it just didn't have enough power. And it didn't plane off like I wanted it to. So anyway, we got out there and started fishing and all, but it was just cutting out a little bit. It didn't sound right. So that's what got me started on. I told Mason, next week I'm gonna take my boat to the shop. That motor shouldn't be like that. It's not that old and everything. So anyway, when I got up there, they found a bird's nest. So I started looking around. I looked online. I found a picture. This is not my boat. Okay, this is not my boat, but the other people had the same thing. In fact, a Yamaha. And you see right there the intake. And the nest I had, they said it was just started because Gail and I had the motor out about 2 weeks before this. So we had a 2-week-old bird's nest. So it was just starting on it. But they can get up in there. They come up underneath there, and where it takes the air in and all. So just be aware of that when you have some boat trouble. And I found some other pictures too. Like I say, the squirrels on the bigger motors, the squirrels are bad about that, especially when you leave it sitting up. And they're going to build that nest now in the springtime. And squirrels going to build them sooner. They're going to build theirs in like March before a lot of folks get their boats out. So okay. All right, now let's look at one more picture here. This is Billy Archer on the Seminole Wind. Jimmy Lumley Plumbing. He took his folks off. He let everybody get off work. And that's what I love about small businesses. You can do this. Jim is a great outdoorsman. He and his wife Debbie, they do a lot of fishing and hunting, and they love being on the water. Lumley Plumbing. This is last Wednesday, and they're all happy. In fact, I had some plumbing work done, and they did a great job. And it was good to see some of them. In fact, they couldn't come to my house on Wednesday because they were fishing. I said, well, I can excuse you. If you're going fishing, I can excuse you. It's not an emergency. So they came to my house Thursday and got me all fixed up. All right. Lumley Plumbing, Jimmy Lumley. Good folks there. And look at that Christian there with the deckhand. Look at that. That is a fine triggerfish. And what a pretty day they had. All right. And let's see. Let's look at another one of my boys, Hunter Shaw. That's Bill Shaw's son. And biggest tile fish I've ever caught. Folks, a tile fish, we don't see a lot of these tile fish. These are right on the bottom. These are excellent eating. And you go down to the seafood market and you don't know what to buy, and they're out of grouper, the next choice to me would be a tile fish because it's really good, clean, deep water fish. And good job, Hunter. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I want to show you, this is my top of this page here. These 3 apps, or I use these 3 apps a lot, going from left to right, top of the page. Top left-hand corner, fish rules. Then the second one coming across the right is a tide tracker, and the third one is a shark. So on fish rules, we just pull up anything, whatever the species is. It'll take a minute to pull up. Anyway, then the tide tracker. Of course, I go ahead and get the what the tides are doing, whatever date it is, and that one I want to close out. Then let's see. Then I have the O search right here. This is the this is cool. This is what attracted sharks, and I just like every now and then I just like to look at that. And I've showed it to you before, but let's zoom in because I saw something cool the other day. In fact, it was just the other day. Let's go to Key West, okay? Key West, and what's the green now? Remember, are the turtles, and they're starting to track turtles. This is O-Search. This is a organization that has gotten really good about doing this kind of stuff. I'm gonna go to Key West. I'm gonna touch on the turtle, and the turtle is named Emily. I thought Emily's a good name, but look at the size of it. Emily is 4 foot. 4 foot, okay? The last ping was a couple weeks ago on 2020 at 8:40 a.m. So anyway, that's cool right there. So I'm gonna go back. So anyway, the turtles, a 4 foot turtle now is a good sized turtle. But of course, the big thing we like to look at are the sharks. And then we just, at random, I just like to look at some of them. Let's see, Gina. I found one. I don't know if I can find it because last night I looked. The one I found was a 12-foot bull shark. That's not scary. 12 foot. I don't know which one of these it was. It was on the Gulf Coast here. It's below Tampa. Really, now looking at it in general, we don't have a lot of sharks that's pinging. That don't mean they're not out there, but they're not pinging too much. Let's see. I'm gonna give you one more. Let me try this one here. No, that's Gina again. She's on like 6 foot. I wish I could find that 12-footer. Let me see what Miss Lily. That's a 6-footer. I like the name though. Anyway, but let's see. Let me try this one here. Hudson, and he's only 5 foot. Okay, so anyway, I saw a 12-footer. Trust me, I saw a 12-footer. And we always got to check around my cousins over there in Ponte Vedra. I always like to call. I'm gonna check over to Jacksonville. Okay. That's a 7 foot. Well, that's a tiger shark. And one more. Let's see. Arietta. Oh, here it is. Check it out. 12 foot female tiger shark right here. Right in the center page, it gives the size to it. 12 foot 2 inches. So anyway, if you want that little, that's called Shark Tracker, and it's just fun to keep up with the different things as far as what they're doing now. So it's entertaining, and I told him, and I'm gonna call my cousin today now. Tell him there's a 12-foot tiger shark in his backyard because of course he don't go in the ocean. He's from Hosford. So, he don't go in there. I got a couple more pictures I didn't get to finish. Okay, I showed Mark Deaton. Mark is a good fella. Mark Deaton Communications, and he's a bass fisherman. Now, Mark is a big bass fisherman. All he does is bass fish, but like so many fishermen during snapper season, you see it. They like to get out and go snapper fishing. And Mark, that's 4 fine snapper right there. Good job. Trevor Benton. Now, Trevor, I just want you to read this because we're talking about fishing some in the morning or in the afternoon. Here's what Trevor said. And Trevor's a great young man. He's got a kid now and one on the way. So it was nice to get out for a couple of hours this afternoon and let a bunch of 2 or 3 pounders knock the paint off a frog. It's hard to beat it. With these long days and all, that's exactly what we're talking about. After work, just running down there, here's a better shot. Up in the Sandhill Ponds, so many folks in the Panhandle are doing just relaxing. And here's a picture. I thought this is a good picture took right here. Okay, and then here's what he's fishing with. Look at that. And frogs, frogs are plentiful this time of year. Okay. So anyway, that takes care of pictures. I just want to recap what we just went through. We're talking about seasonal kind of things. We had that red snapper, and you saw for the last 2 weeks we've been showing red snapper because they're hot right now. Then we're also showing the bass and going in after work and sometimes going before work and just fishing an hour or 2 or whatever. Like I ran across those boys the other day. They were at the end of the road over there close to my house, and they got off work. They want to run down there and just catch a couple of trout. And those are the ones that asked me to ask their wives to please excuse them for 1 hour so they can go fishing. So I just want to encourage you to get outdoors and go. You can go hiking, and it's cooler off in the afternoon. And go to state parks like we showed Ball Point State Park last week. Go get a 1.5 mile walk through there. So just stay active in the outdoors. It's not only good for you physically. We've always talked about the physical aspect of it, but it is so relaxing to just get outdoors on a boat or walking through the woods and make that a part of your lifestyle. I promise you, you're going to be a better person for that. It's stress relieving, and all kind of studies show that, but we knew this kind of stuff growing up, playing in the woods and all, how much fun it is. So just continue doing those things, and if you don't do it, just start doing it, okay? All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We didn't get to do this Friday, so we're going to get ready to draw for a Los Angeles gift card. We got and by the way, thank you for all the compliments I got on Friday's Father's Day show with the video and all with my dad. I appreciate y'all touching base with me. But let's look at our fishing game time before we get to drawing. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at our time today, 1:54 to 3:54. That's this morning, and this afternoon, 2:22 to 4:22. That sounds like a good time, 2:22 to 4:22. And I may take them up on that. All right, now, drawing for a $25 gift certificate to Los Angeles. Let me know where. Call me when you win, okay? We can't come by the studio and pick them up yet, so call me and we'll make arrangements to get it to you. I can either mail it to you. If you're around somewhere around town, I can drop it off. You can come by my house and bring a mess of fish or something. All right, a winner, $25 gift certificate going to be Bradley Singleton. Bradley Singleton, congratulations. Okay, I'm gonna put that right here. Let's move on. I had one of the things, we're talking about seasonal fish, and I got a kick out of it because the things I left off on Friday and yesterday was the king mackerel. The king mackerel, June, the king mackerel started to catch in June, July, and August, but so I didn't do a good job talking about that. So keep in mind the king mackerel is going to be really strong. And also I had a note written down too about gnats. Gnats are really bad. I was in the yard yesterday, and I was just, it's been dry, so I was just watering some stuff, and gnats started getting around me. So I'm spraying them with water, thinking, I'm just spraying up, because they're coming into it. So I'm spraying up like that's going to intercept them. Folks, I swear they're swimming. They're swimming gnats because they came right through the water and landed on me. I told Gail we got a new species of these gnats, these swimming gnats. So I'm going to talk to the biologist about that and see what's going on. I did want to mention, let me go and get to this. And I hear on a daily basis people talking about the gnats, and it has been an infestation. I don't know how my buddies are up there in the northern part, like Jackson County, Washington County, Holmes County. I don't know if they're that bad up there, but here on the coastline, they're ferocious bad. Just if you stay outside any. I want to, and this is something I haven't talked about much. You see so many, the Chamber of Commerce and the Tourist Development Council talk about fish so-and-so, like fish the Florida Keys or fish Pensacola, Panama City fishing or whatever. They never say fish Panhandle Outdoors, but I want to say fish Shell Island, okay? And I'm going to zoom in on this. I don't talk about this a lot. This is Shell Island. And I really, right in the center page, right in the center right there, where below Panama City across, that's Redfish Point. People know where places are and all. So anyway, but I want to talk about Shell Island. And it's really, the reason I don't talk about it a lot, here's a path to the left, okay? The reason I don't talk about it a lot, let me explain that, because it has become inundated with people just sort of boating over there and anchoring out. And it just started, I don't know, I think started in the 90s, in the mid to late 90s, after Hurricane Opal. It's about 95, 96. There was just a few people going over there, picnicking with the family a Sunday after church. Well, now you know what it is. We'll talk about it. It's just inundated. Then we started having rental pontoons, and so that's just boom, boom, boom. It's just piling up. So that's why I sort of quit recommending it as a place to fish. But on these weekday mornings now is a good time to go. Seriously, on Friday. In fact, on Friday, I used to say Friday's a good time to go, but now a lot of locals, especially in the summertime, a lot of locals are going over there on Fridays and just leaving it with the Turons for Saturdays and Sundays. So. But they're still, anyway, let me show you just a couple places, okay? Here's a pass to the left. And if just go along the shoreline, I'm going from my left to right. I don't need to drop a pin yet. I'm going from my left to right, okay? And if you just go in this area right in, okay, I'm gonna drop a pin, let's see. That's north right there. Okay, that's more of a north. I'm gonna try to keep everything in the center of the page. As you get on up into here now, I'm moving on up here. This is where the old pass, they're gonna cut the old pass right there. right there in the center to be the old pass. It sort of gets up in the center of the page right there. It's not quite as fishy. But now the redfish right there, right in that area, right there in the center of the page. We've caught some right there. Now see, Lands End, that's where the old timers used to go, because that's before the pass was cut in 1932, 1931. The old timers would come to Lands End, and that was the closest place you could drive to there. They took horse and buggies in the Model T. They had old sand road. That's why it's called Lands End, because they didn't go any further from there. So that point right there, folks, is an excellent spot to fish. Okay, and that little cove right back in there. And another thing too, we're starting to get scallops, and one of the most pristine places for scallops, again, right here, right in here, right there in the center. Scallops are in there, okay? But now remember, you can't get them. And then this place right here is famous. They call it Spanish Shanty Point. If they're not in boats there, there's about a 90% chance there will be boats there. That Spanish Shanty Point is an excellent place to fish early in the morning. Now you can go there early, like I say, because the boat people don't get out till about 9ish or 10ish. So again, I was thinking about this the other day. We just haven't talked a lot. Of course, right in here in this area right here, you just can't, the pass and all. You don't really want to fish in there anymore. Just too much stuff going on. But the boats just start lining up in there. I may get a drone or something, fly over and show you how many boats are there on the weekends and all this. It's really amazing, and they're having a good time too. And most of them are well behaved and all. There's some of them sort of get a little bit inebriated, which they shouldn't do, but some of them do. But most part, it's all folks out there having a good time. A lot of families out there, so we just have to share. But if you want to fish it, you better fish it early. So that's the Shell Island. Fish Shell Island when you get a chance. And I promise you, there's some good fishing in there. And I just want to zero that in to start off this week and all. We'll start wrapping things up. We've got a big week planned, all kind of good things going on. And just keep us informed, keep sending the pictures, and let us know what's going on. We'll share it with your fellow outdoorsmen. You have a great day, and do something good today for your fellow man. Thank you for watching Panhandle Outdoors. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.